Hello and a very good morning to everyone. Welcome to the daily current affairs analysis of the Shankar IAS Academy, and today's video is for the date of 21st of June 2025. So these are the topics for discussion. So the first three articles are from the prelims perspective and the last two articles are from the mains perspective. The first article discusses about the 5 global hunger hotspots which was on highest concern in Africa by an UN report, and this article is from the Down to Earth. The next article, anti-rape laws, is from the Hindu, and the third article titled Kandla port congestion may cause edible oil shortage, and this article is from the Indian Express. And the next two articles discusses about the alcohol consumption and patterns, and the next article talks about Delhi's infrastructure, and both the articles are from the Hindu. So without any delay, let's get into the articles discussion one by one. Here, 3 of 5 global hunger hotspots of highest concern in Africa by the United Nations. So here we all know that Africa is one of the most spoken continent when it comes to the UPSC prelims. So known for its questions when it comes to its geographical regions. This article is very important. So why it is in the news? Here, a joint UN report by the FAO and WFP have flagged countries like Sudan, South Sudan, Mali, Haiti and Palestine as the top global hunger hotspots due to conflict, reasons like conflict, economic shocks or crisis, and climate conditions and hazards. So here it warns that millions of people face extreme food insecurity and famine-like conditions without any resources or urgent aid. So looking into the hunger hotspots report, it is released by Food Agriculture and Organization and World Food Program under early warning outlook. So here they bring in strategic ways to bring a early warning tool on acute food security. So the coverage period would be from the month of June to October for this year. And these are the key organizations involved. First is the FAO, it's an UN agency for defeating hunger and improving nutrition, whereas the WFP, again it's a UN agency for delivering food assistance and supporting food security. So these are the two major connecting organizations who works under the report. So what is it? Top 5 global hunger hotspots. So first is Sudan, having 24.6 million IPC phase 3 and 6,37,000 in IPC phase 5. So what is this IPC phase? So IPC phase is a scale which used to measure acute malnutrition as well as chronic insecurity, food insecurities for countries. So this scale has 5 stages. So first is the minimal to last is the higher food insecurity for different countries. So IPC phase is known as Integrated Food Security Phase Classification. So the country Sudan comes under phase 3 and phase 5, and South Sudan with almost 57% comes under phase 3 and 5. Mali comes under the risk of phase 5. Haiti comes under the doesn't come under the IPC, but almost 8,000 people are in catastrophic hunger, and the Palestine, especially the place Gaza, is at 1.1 million people affected and 5 lakh people at famine risk. So these are the, other than these 5 hotspots, these are the other critical hotspots. First is the Democratic Republic of Congo, which because of their renewed conflicts, and other countries like Yemen, Nigeria, Myanmar, Somalia, Chad, Burkina Faso and Syria. So what are the countries which were removed from the list this year for better improvement? First is East Africa, that is Ethiopia and Kenya. You should all, and South Africa, Southern African, Malawi, Mozambique, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Lesotho, and West Africa's Niger, and Middle East, Lebanon. So these are the countries which were removed from the list. Now this is the IPC scale on food security classification. So the first 2 stages is known as none, that is the phase 1, and next phase, that is the phase 2, is known as stress. So here there is a kind of beginning of having a stress in the food security, and these 3 phases are found in the African countries, phase 3, phase 4 and phase 5, which are very catastrophic in nature. Phase 3 is crisis, food consumption gaps. Phase 4 is emergency, large gaps and acute malnutrition, and phase 5 is catastrophe, famine, extreme lack of food, starvation and risk. So through this scale we can understand how such of a risk situation the people are in, and how it is a dire need of the moment for them to get aid and resources. So what are the major drivers of hunger? First is conflict, one of the top reasons, which is in countries of 12 of 13 regions have conflicts. Next is climate hazards. Next is economic shocks such as inflation and grain prices. Next is displacement and blockades. And finally is poor governance and fragile states. So these are the reasons when it comes to the major drivers of the hunger. So I hope the article is clear. You have given a major understanding about the article. Now moving to a prelims practice question. Which of the following countries was not listed among the top 5 hunger spots of highest concern in the FAO-WFP report? And the answer is Myanmar. About the anti-rape laws. So how many states have passed them and how have they been implemented? So why it was in the news? As the monsoon sessions would be beginning soon in the parliament, there is focus been returning to pending anti-rape bills in states like West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. So many were passed after high profile cases such as Nirbhaya case, Hyderabad and Unnao etc. But still there has been awaiting for the presidential assent, highlighting delays and implementation in the bills. So what is rape? So under section 375 of Indian Penal Code and now known as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhiti of 2023, rape includes non-consensual penetration in vagina, anus, mouth, urethra by body parts and objects. So here first consent, if the consent is not free and informed, it aligns with the acts with minors who are below 18 or those who are unable to have their consent is ultimately known as rape. So marital rape is not criminalized here except under judicial separation of section 376B. So this is the definition. Now what are the key legal provisions? First, looking into the central laws. First is the Criminal Law Amendment Act of 2013 post Nirbhaya case. So here it defined stalking, voyeurism and having tougher penalties for gang rape or death, which can include 20 years also. Next is they are having the amendment in 2018, deaths for rapes of girls who are under 12 and stricter punishment for under 16. So next is the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhiti 2023. It replaces the IPC. It also includes deception based intercourse and also uses a gender neutral term for the child, but excludes marital rape and male or a trans victims. So here the child will be coming under the gender neutral word, and it also includes deception based intercourses without consent also. And these are the central bills. Now looking into the state bills, there has been bills passed to respond to public outrage, fast track justice or demand stricter penalties along with central bills, and it needs presidential assent under article 253 clause 2 if they clash with the central laws if any laws are implemented. Now what is the current status of state-wise legislations when it comes to anti-rape laws? Looking into Madhya Pradesh in year 2017, the status has been passed and the center later covered. Next is Rajasthan, Haryana and Arunachal Pradesh, same as above. It was passed and superseded by the center. Next is Andhra Pradesh. Under Disha Act, of 14-day charge sheet death for rape plus murder have been awaiting on President's assent. Maharashtra under Shakti Act has been returned with queries from President. And now in West Bengal under Aparajita Bill, there has been awaiting of President's assent. And in Tamil Nadu in 2025, all 14 to 20 years of minimum jail sentence and rigorous inspection and life to death for rape of girls under 12. And this bill has also been having the awaiting for the assent of President. So these are the current status of state-wise legislations. Only 2 states have passed the bill. Now why state laws remain stalled? So first is the requirement of President's assent, which delays the process. Next is the risk of legal conflict with the Supreme Court rulings such as death and penalty. Sometimes as we have seen here, if they clash with the central laws. And next is political changes delay on progress. Next is such as changing of the government. Next is central laws already cover many provisions and infrastructural gaps such as courts, labs and trained personnel in the issue. So I hope the article is clear. We have given a prelims understanding. Now let's move to a prelims practice question. With reference to state anti-rape legislations in India, consider the following statement. The President assent is mandatory for all states or laws amending provisions of criminal law. Andhra Pradesh Disha Act prescribes the death penalty for all rape victims. The Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhiti 2023 replaces the Indian Penal Code and introduces age-based rape classification. So, which of the following statements are correct? Give your answer in the comment section. Here, the Kandla port congestion may cause edible oil shortage. Here, the traders have given their criticism and complaint to the government. So, let's look into the details. First, having an overview. India is the world's largest importer of edible oils. So, we all know edible oils are vegetable oils, and over 60% of domestic demand are met through imports for country India. So, looking into the major imported oils for India, first is the palm oil, that is 55 to 60% from Indonesia and Malaysia. Next is the soybean oil from Argentina and Brazil, and sunflower oil from Ukraine and Russia. So, these are the three main important imported oils from different countries to India. So, it compromises as the world's largest importer of edible oils. So, looking into the volume and value, here the monthly imports through the ports would be almost to 7,50,000 to 9 lakh tons. And next is looking into the annual import bill, almost 1.5 lakh crore, which fluctuates with the global prices and exchange rates along with the global order as well as the global situations. Here it culminates to almost 1.5 lakh crore. So, these are the volume and value when it comes to the edible oil transportation through the different kinds of ports. So, these are the major ports of India. Have a look at them, and these are one of the most important prelims perspective. So, looking into key important ports for the import of oil, first is the Kandla from Gujarat, and it stands as a main hub for the Western and Northern America as a port. And next is other important ports would be Mumbai port, Mundra port, which is in the Kutch region of Gujarat. Next is Haldia, which is in West Bengal. Next, Krishnapatnam and Kakinada from the region of Andhra Pradesh. So, these are one of the important ports, especially for edible oil imports. Now, what are the challenges here? So, here according to the news and general challenges, first is the port congestion. So, here through this congestion of ships and imports, it can have an impact in the production as well as in the consumption and supply demand of the edible oil. So, for example, Kandla port congestion can be taken as an example. So, through these challenges, it can have an impact in the price volatility. That is the impact or changes in the price levels due to global situations in the global oil, for example, war and export bans especially. And next is high import dependence. So, having a high import dependence can stand as a challenge when there is inflation and also when there is foreign exchange burdens by different because of different countries, as we are highly an import country. Next is supply disruptions and geopolitical risks, especially in the pathway of the imports. So, these are the major challenges when it comes to import of edible oils through the ports. So, one of the key initiatives of the palm oil production as well as the crude palm oil cultivation would be the National Mission for Palm Oil, which was introduced by the Government of India in 2021. So, almost all of the palm oil production and consumption and cultivation would be coming under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So, these are the basic prelim pointers when it comes to these articles. So, let us see a prelims practice question. Which of the following edible oils is imported in the largest quantity by India? First, sunflower oil, groundnut oil, soybean oil and palm oil. So, of course, option D, palm oil. Here it talks about the unregulated drinking habit in India, especially on alcohol control. So, rethinking the alcohol control in India. So, looking into alcohol and public health, there is no safe level of alcoholic consumption, and this can lead to various linked issues such as to injuries, mental illness, non-communicable diseases, cancer and liver diseases. So, here alcohol consumption is one of the most important issues to be taken in account, as it can have a direct and indirect such as acute and chronic impact and diseases and illnesses on public health in itself. So, it's one of the major issues to be taken into account. So look, and it also drives to big, major larger issues such as domestic violence due to intoxication and leading to suicides and deaths, and risky behaviors especially among youth. So looking into the alcoholic beverage consumption in India of 2020 to 24, there has been a steady increase altogether through every years. Now looking into the economic and public health, where it has direct impact physically as well as through economically to mentally and through for economic development. It causes household poverty especially by increasing the healthcare costs due to the impact of alcoholic consumption and lowering the productivity of earning population. So here in 2021, alcohol use caused almost 2.6 million DALYs, that is disabled adjust life years, which is a metric. It's a metric system or a scale which counts the lost years or lost life of years due to disabled adjusted issues, or due to poverty, or due to issues such as death or premature mortality. So one DALY, that is one disabled adjust life year, is equal to one lost year. So imagine the rate of the lost years, which is almost 2.6 million. And looking into societal cost, alcohol use have brought in almost 6.24 trillion societal cost. So what are the determinants of alcohol use? First is biopsychosocial factors. Looking into biological, there has been a genetic addiction risks, and it activates brain's reward system. And looking into psychological, it brings a stress relief and anxiety, depression, and desire for euphoria, or like having an emancipation, or a sudden dopamine. And next is having social determinants such as peer pressure and urbanization, media consumption, and other OTT glorification on alcoholic consumptions. So looking into the total figure for men age of 15 to 49, almost these are the percentage who men who drink alcohol, especially for country India. Looking into commercial drivers, first is having a flavored drink pre-mixed alcohol targets for the youths, and surrogate ads, celebrity promotions, happy hours, social media content boost appeal through different bars and different restaurants, especially through Instagram, WhatsApp, and promotion of such places. So here it has premium packaging, ads, aspirational value, and low pricing ensures access across classes. So that is India made Indian liquor in rural areas, which are cheaper in nature, and affordable brands in cities. Looking into policy and regulation landscape, alcohol is a state subject. So the policies vary widely. First, prohibition in Gujarat, Bihar, etc., and promotion in Kerala, Andhra Pradesh. So looking into drinking age is 18 to 25 years. So pricing is regulated in only 19 of 33 states and the United Territories. So this is excluded from GST, and excise revenue remains a state incentive. So you can say how important the policy regulation as well as the governance has been a part in the alcohol consumption and alcohol pricing also. So here there has been options for online delivery such as Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit, increasing access despite health concerns. Now, looking into national framework gaps and fragmentation, there has been no comprehensive national policy. Existing frameworks are scattered. For example, National Action Plan on drug-driven regulations brought in the Nasha Mukta Bharat Abhiyan on 2021 to 22. Then mental health policies of 2014 linking health and suicide due to alcohol consumption. The National Health Policy have also brought in taxation and National Suicide Prevention Strategy of 2022, and the Non-Communicable Diseases Action Plan mention alcohol but lack a lot of coordinated action. And looking into multiple ministries involved with unclear roles and leading to poor implementation. For example, you can take Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So these are many industries involved. Now, looking into a way forward, first is to formulate a national alcohol control policy aligned with WHO's safer strategy. That is, to strengthen the restrictions first, have advanced health services to provide, facilitate the access to the aid, enforcing the ban strictly, and raising prices to regulate it. Next is restricting the advertisement, surrogate promotions and glamorization in media to regulate the pricing, packaging, access and age uniformly across states. Next, to integrate alcohol control with mental health and the NCD and poverty programs, to establish a dedicated national coordination body and different organizations for implementation and monitoring. So I hope the article is clear. This gives you even a broader understanding about the alcohol consumption scenario in India, which is also one of the most important crisis or the issue. So this is a mains practice question. Alcohol consumption poses a major public health and social challenge in India. Critically examine the need for a unified national alcohol control policy in light of existing regulatory gaps and commercial influences. Now moving on to the mains article, Capital Charter on Delhi, its infrastructure. So why it is in the news? Delhi is at a crossroads on Rekha Gupta's tenure. Rekha Gupta became CM of Delhi in 2025. There has been political alignment with centre as well as the Municipal Council of the Delhi offers governance and opportunities. So Delhi's unique status, a capital city, a union territory with the legislature and mega city, is one of the important reasons why this article is on selection. So here Delhi needs to solve the infrastructure deficit and its housing crisis. So why? Because looking into Delhi, looking into the constitutional status, Delhi is a union territory with the legislature under Article 239 AA, 69th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1991. So looking into the divisions of power, Delhi government is controls all the subjects except three major organizations or three major subjects such as police, public order and land, which is under the Lieutenant Governor. So here looking into the center state tussle on Delhi, on the ongoing power struggle between the Lieutenant Governor and elected government, especially over administrative services. So looking into key judgments, the NCT of Delhi, that is the National Capital of Territory of Delhi versus the Union of India 2018, on Supreme Court upheld primacy of elected government in executive matters barring the three reserved subjects. So these are the three reserved subjects. And looking into other provincials, Delhi Service Act of 2023 gave the Lieutenant Governor authority over civil services, raising questions on democratic federalism and its fragmented urban governance. So here there are multiple overlapping bodies. So we all know that Delhi is one of the most highly populated and a highly dense populated place, and also Delhi has seen its highest 95% of urbanization. So Delhi is one of the most densely populated area. So there are many governances, many bodies which look into the urban governance. So there are multiple overlapping bodies such as the NDMC, National Delhi Municipal Council, the Municipal Council of Delhi and other bodies where these bodies look into the issue 95% of the issues of the people and cause inefficiency and poor coordination. And one of the major crises for Delhi is the air pollution crisis. Delhi faces severe air pollution due to stubble burning, vehicles and industrial emission. So looking into few important institutions located in Delhi on why this article is also important. First, they are a home for the Parliament of India. Next is Supreme Court of India, Rashtrapati Bhavan, and headquarters of many different bodies such as Election Commission of India, UPSC, CAG, Niti Aayog, Planning Commission earlier, and international bodies such as UNDP, WHO, Southeast Asia's headquarters. So Delhi is one of our prime, as we all know, national capital of India. Now looking into the governance challenges in Delhi, first is political fragmentation, a dual power center due to Article 239 AA and urban infrastructure deficit. So having a densely populated people, the area has poor drainage systems, sewage and water systems, land use confusions, delays in land pooling, haphazard planning, and educational disparities, as there is quality gap between many private and public schools, and economic competitiveness. So here the middle class housing and jobs are being sidelined a lot. And next is opportunities under the new governance, that is political convergence. So here the same party rule at all levels can enable a smoother governance. Next, having master plan 2041 a push for land reforms and planned urban growth for economic development. Next is citizen-centric governance, focusing on solving daily issues. Next, education and skilling, having to bridge the inequalities between people, education, women and children, and to promote digital skilling. And finally, to have urban sustainability. As we all know, it's a hub for urbanization, and now we need to take in the idea of sustainability. So, having climate resilient infrastructure and pollution control especially. Now, so what is the way forward here? Looking into governance reforms. First, to establish UMTA, that is Unified Metropolitan Transport Authority for Transportation and Urban Planning Board for coordination and smooth free travel. Next is to empower the local wards for better service delivery among the organizations, and it doesn't overlap with other organizations and work of the people, and to implement smart governance tools for transparency and monitoring, especially AI tools. So, there is promoting of digital skilling also. And next is to integrate the slum rehabilitation and affordable housing, so these stellar differences can be bridged in. Investing in public health infrastructure, especially for pollution control and for diseases related to all population, and to encourage public private partnerships in infrastructure. So, there is contribution and participation of all communities into the economic development. So, here looking into conclusion, Delhi's transformation requires inclusive and accountable governance by all bodies with political support and institutional clarity. They can have a change to reshape Delhi and its urbanization, especially its infrastructure. So, execution is important for the success of the people's standard of living. So, this is the mains practice question. Good governance is the key to nation's development. In this context, critically analyze the key principles of good governance and challenges in implementing them, and you can take Delhi as also an example. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you like the video. Don't forget to give a like, comment and share the video, and to further not to miss any other content, subscribe to our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.